Page 24, Once Upon a Time. On this page, they're introducing another musical symbol for you to know and memorize and learn and forever and ever and ever and ever, because you're going to see it from time to time and need to know what it is. It's called a natural sign, and it's a weird thing. Looks like that, like a hashtag that doesn't have all the lines on it, sort of. And it simply means you play the natural note. That means it's a white key. All the natural notes are the white keys on the piano. The sharps and flats are the black keys on the piano. So it works. So we've had the three most common symbols, the sharp, the flat, and now the natural, for changing a note. We call them accidentals when they appear in the measure. If they appear in a key signature, they're not accidentals. They're part of the key signature. But when they appear in the measure, they're accidentals in most cases. The rule for the natural sign is the same as the other accidentals, the sharp and the flat. It applies from that point on for the rest of the measure, but only that measure. Now, in a piece like this, there are no sharps or flats in the key signature, so you're playing all natural notes anyway. So what's the deal? Well, the deal is they will give you a sharp or a flat somewhere in the music, and then later on, they want you to play the naturals. They'll give you the natural sign to make sure you play a natural, is what it's for. It's just make sure you're playing a white key on those notes. You see it in the second line here. In the third measure, there's a sharp. Let's go in the top staff. You have a sharp here, F sharp, and then you have an F natural in the next measure. It's a little misleading. That natural sign is not necessary. It's an F natural anyway, because according to the rule, that sharp in the measure before is only good for that measure. Once I cross the bar line, it's no good anymore, so that F isn't in the next measure is a natural anyway. But a lot of pieces will give you the natural sign just to be clear, to make sure you understand it really is a natural. And that's okay. If they want to do that, they will. If you're going to write music out, it's best to be clear, although I don't think I would have put a natural sign in there. I expect you to know the rule for it. But that's all right. It gives you a way to learn it, I guess. Usually when it happens, when you see a natural sign, it'll be in the same measure, because the sharp, let's say the last note in that, the measure with the sharp in it, the third measure, let's say the last note of that is another F. Instead of a D, it's an F. It would still be an F sharp because the sharp is in the same measure. Well, if they wanted an F natural there, they would put a natural sign in front of that second F to indicate it's an F natural, because it's in the same measure. There you would need it, but when you cross a bar line like that, you don't need it anymore. We'll talk a little more about these naturals and sharps and flats and stuff as we cover them in the music. Let's talk about this time thing. 3/4 time, no sharps or flats in the key signature when the key is C major. Take the right hand first. You're starting here. Let's make sure we can get the notes and the rhythms, mostly quarter notes. 1, 2, 3, 1. Not a problem? Okay. And we already talked about the sharp there in the second line, third measure. It's here, sharp. Just same fingers for the F as for the F sharp. 1, 2, and then you're back to the naturals. So you go through and make sure you can play the notes in the right hand okay. Then the left hand, you have a little finger here, put your hand here. It's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. This is fun. And then the second line, third measure, it's an F sharp. 1, 2. We're using the same fingers for the F sharp. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. You go through and make sure you can do the left hand okay, and then go back through and see if you can put the hands together. So you're starting here. These are together, and then here. These are together, and then here. Here. Just make sure you can play the hands together because you're using different fingers. Then G down as you do that. So you go through and put the hands together, and then go back through and work on those spots where you're hesitating and get rid of the hesitation. So it's a steady beat all the way through at whatever speed you choose. You can always speed them up later. So it goes slow enough that you can get it steady. Now please don't copy me. So, oh, you played it for me? Okay, I'll play it like that. I need you to just read the music and play it yourself. I give you an idea of what it sounds like. You don't have to go that speed. You can go slower. I wouldn't go any faster. You can go slower if you want. But you work it up so you can play it. Then when you're ready, and you think you've got it okay, come back to the Play With Me section of the video and let's play it together slowly to check you, make sure you're playing the same notes I'm playing at the same time I'm playing it. I'll give us 3 counts because it's in 3/4 time. 1, ready, go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.